Enjoy a nice little story time. Try not to talk on the mic that much. Thank you. Okay. Home Alone with Dad.
Gotta go.
Really? Really?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta go, bye.
Alright, fine, bye. I'm still gonna do it. Alright, story time. Home Alone with Dad, Chapter 8.
What?
It's been 3 weeks since my mom walked out on my dad and I. She came back, of course, to take some of her important belongings. Told my dad that he could throw the rest away of her unneeded things out. Because her boss, more like sugar daddy, was willing to buy her new things and better things. The day my mom came back I'm trying to be serious. The day my mom came back to collect some of her things, she walked past me and didn't even acknowledge my existence. The moment she did that, I was torn between hatred and overwhelming sadness, but I didn't want her to feel accomplished, so I just stood there off to the side and let her leave without saying goodbye.
That's horrible.
Oh, don't stop. I moaned to myself as I Oh, don't stop. I moaned to myself as I got into working my wank session. Right there, that's it. I didn't skip any. There's like little thingies in the between. It like skips over time. Anyway, oh yeah, don't stop, blah blah, wank session. It was 8 a.m. and there I was lying on my back, my ass propped up against as I rode my dildo and massaged my throbbing cock. I was trying not to be too loud. I didn't want my dad hearing, but the sexual dream I had the night before really got me extremely horny and ready to take care of business. I started to feel the pressure building. Oh. I started to twist the dildo in and out of my ass repeatedly as I furiously jerked my cock. I was getting faster and faster, letting the pressure build until finally the release. Fuck me. I moaned a little too loud as I slammed the dildo into my ass and my eyes rolled into the back of my head. Potato, what did you think this was? Okay, continuing. I laid on my bed, breathing heavily, taking in the post-orgasm bliss. I torqued my nipples and slowly withdrew my dildo and placed it on my nightstand. After setting down my dildo, I picked up my phone and checked the time. Better get ready for the day, I said to myself as I swung my legs off the other side of my bed and then grabbed my sheets to wipe some semen off my chest. This is from nifty.org, clean socks. This is a joke because it's funny. Anyway. Still naked, I got up from my bed, walked out to go to the bathroom to piss, but it seemed like someone was already in there, like every other morning for the last week. I knocked on the door. Dad, I have to piss. Can I come in? There was a pause for a moment. Sure, my dad replied, I don't mind. I opened the door to hit the bathroom and the smell hit me. The same smell that hit me every time I walked into the bathroom in the morning the last week after my dad had used it. Semen. Not the smell of my own semen. It seems ever since my mom left, my dad has started to care less and less and just takes care of business in the shower and sometimes doesn't even bother to wash away his evidence. Like father, like son, I guess. Walked over to the toilet and flipped up the seat. I started to let out a steady stream of piss just as my dad stopped the shower and drew the divider. Pissing with my dick in my hand, I looked at my dad toweling off in front of me, both of us naked. I noticed that he was starting to let more of his body hair grow in, and that was definitely a turn-on for me. I also took note that his penis was a juicy red color, a post-masturbation type of color, and that started to turn me on even more. No name, we had a vote, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to deal with it, man.
Dude, just mute him in the player list if you want to be a bitch.
Just mute me, okay? Okay. No one...
Sup, yo?
Thank you, Aderm. No one really understands. This is a joke. I've been doing this for a little while. It's a joke. I'm not gay.
I like it in the sexual way.
Well, then you're gay.
Never mind.
The
I
story.
just got here, so I don't know what story we're on. Are we on still on the same one?
Yeah, this is Home Alone with Dad. This is the end. I'm rereading the last chapter because a lot of people missed the last chapter, so this is it. Even though I've been doing this for like the past week, people still don't understand that I'm straight. So, whatever. I don't
Get a story.
Alright. Okay. Man, my dad chuckled as he wrapped his towel around his waist. I can't tell if it smells like a locker room or a whorehouse in here. I knew what he was talking about, but I decided to play dumb instead. What? I stopped pissing, and now I was just standing naked in front of my dad with my dick in my hand. My dad smiled and looked over me in the eyes as his hand traveled over to my body, and he wiped something off. He had held up one of his fingers, and there was a glob of pearly semen on the tip of it. Maybe you should take a shower too, my dad chuckled as he wiped the semen from my morning wank onto his towel. Will do, I replied, as I watched my dad step out of the shower and walk out of the bathroom and into the hall. Hot fucking damn, I whispered to myself. After taking a shower and feeling fresh, I got dressed and went downstairs into the kitchen. My dad was standing at the corner flipping through a magazine as he sipped on coffee. What do you want to do today? My dad asked as he took another sip of coffee. I shrugged. I don't know, just hang out, I guess. We can go swimming, my dad said with a smile. Or something else, I really have no idea. Swimming, eh? I guess we could. I shrugged again. We don't have to do anything today if you don't want to, my dad stated. I just figured it'd just be best if we spent some more time together. Alright, I smiled. Let's go swimming then. I'll go grab my trunks, and you can grab yours, and then we can go to the community center and swim. Sounds good, my dad smiled. Let me finish my coffee, and I'll go get my trunks. I walked out of the kitchen and made my way up to my room to search for a pair of swimming trunks. Normally, this would be an easy task, but ever since my mom left, my room hasn't been the nicest state, and some things were a little harder to find than others. It wasn't too unusual, but I did make every day a challenge. After a few minutes of searching, I finally found a pair of shorts and quickly pulled off my boxers to slip the trunks on. I always seem to find you in this position. I heard my dad laugh from behind me. I dropped the trunks and spun around, with only a shirt on and my lower half naked. Hey Dad, I awkwardly smiled. Looking for something? Yeah, my dad nodded. My shorts are way too big on me, and I was wondering if I can borrow a pair of yours. I laughed. If you can find another pair, you can wear them. I had a hard time enough finding my own once I was attempting to slip on before being interrupted. My apologies, my dad joked as he looked away from me and started to rummage through my drawers for a pair of shorts. I bent back down and started to slip on my trunks again. At the same moment that my dad dropped his own shorts, his naked ass was directly in my face. Found a pair, my dad said, and cheered and spun around. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize my ass was in your face. I laughed again. Not the first time for that either. My dad just grinned, slipped on his trunks, and with that we threw on some shirts and walked out of the car. My dad and I spent the whole day at the pool and finally returned home about 6 p.m. It was fun and we got our minds off bad things. We just had fun, bonded, and didn't let a single thing bother us. Damn, I huffed as I walked in front of the door. I really need a shower. Same, my dad concurred as he followed me through the threshold. I called dibs on the first shower, I shouted as I sprinted up the stairs. Why not just shower together, my dad jokingly asked. Whatever floats your boat, I retorted as I dashed into the bathroom and stripped. I turned the shower on and stepped in, letting the hot water cover my body. It felt amazing after swimming all day. But then something interrupted my pleasant shower. Move over, my dad huffed as he partially pulled the divider back and stepped inside. You were serious? I asked. My dad looked at me, dead in the eyes. We've jerked off together. We can shower together. I didn't know what to say, so I kept my mouth silent and started lathering my body. We were both in the shower for about a minute when my dad broke the silence. Hey Dan, could you please soap up my back? I paused for a moment. Sure, no problem. I grabbed the bar of soap and started to lather it in my hands and then applied it to my dad's back. I started at the shoulders and then massaged the soap onto them. And I started working my way down his back. As I came to his ass, I paused for a moment. I didn't know what to do. I decided not to make things awkward and be mature. With a quick motion, I slipped my hands over his 2 round mounds and then stepped back.
Hey,
Seriously?
Hey, shut up.
It's story time, bro.
Yeah. Thanks, my dad said as he turned around to let the water wash the soap from his back. When my dad turned, something caught my attention. Something big caught my attention. My dad's cock was standing at full attention, and it didn't look like it was going to go down anytime soon. What, my dad said, catching me staring at his blatant erection. Haven't you seen a dude boned before? I was at a loss for words. You watched porn before. Not like my dick is anything different, my dad stated to me. Yeah, but, I still had no idea what to say. Besides, my dad said with a smirk, mine isn't the only one growing in here. I was in a state of utter embarrassment. I looked down, and sure enough, without me knowing, my dick has grown to full size. You know, Dan.
Get some Banyo Canyon. I'll fucking rape you. I'll rape you right in the mouth.
Hey, you're interrupting the story. Please.
Well, okay, where was I? You know, Dan, my dad said, as he started playing with his cock, I remember what you said on that camping trip. What? You said you had fantasies about me, my dad stated. Well, I mean, yeah, the embarrassment was growing. My dad extended his hand and placed it on my shoulder, while his other hand was still fondling his dick. We can, if you want. I stood there in shock. I'll start then, my dad smiled. With that, he kneeled down and was face to dick with me. He took his hand off his own cock and placed it onto mine. As he looked up into my eyes, it's been a while since I've done anything like this. So,
Just a quick note.
it's so
Oh
bad.
my god.
Like 5 out of 10 guys right now are aroused. Just statistics.
Oh, it's so bad. Wow, I hate reading. It's so funny though. It's so funny. Alright, without even so much as a response from me, my dad started to slowly fondle my cock. In short, soft motions, he started to pump my cock back and forth, back and forth. My erection was throbbing, and I was starting to moan. With his other free hand, my dad grabbed my testicles and lightly started to fondle with them as well. While still giving me a handjob, my dad took his hand off my testicles and started to explore more of my lower body. Still pumping, he started to caress my inner thigh with his free hand and then slowly traced the tips of his fingers up until he was at the base of my scrotum. He then started rubbing back and forth on my taint, and my moans became louder. You like that? A smile broke across my dad's face. I just moaned in reply. Well, get ready for more. With that, my dad opened his mouth and took the head of my cock. An extremely loud moan broke from my lips as my eyes rolled into the back of my head. Now both
Alright, oh, no, don't kill me, give me that gun. Yo, let me put your teammates, stop.
now both my dad's hands were off my cock,
What
and
is
there
it?
was
Give me the gun.
and they were clutching on my ass cheeks. Where am I? Oh, as he slurped up and down on my cock, making sure to suck and go back and then retrace his steps. He blew me for a few more minutes and then decided to push me over the edge. I felt his hand spread my hairy ass cheeks apart, and then his fingers started to travel inward. I could feel his fingers tracing the ring around my hole, lightly pressing down and then adding a little pressure every time he went further down on my cock. Dad, I'm gonna... ... He took that as an invitation. Just... Oh, no name, really? Really? No name? Really? Anyway.
Yeah.
Where was I? He took that as an invitation.
Cheeks have no name.
What? Just shush. Just shush. It's not mine, by the way. If you think this is mine, you're stupid. Now, come on, it's story time. Quiet.
Oh, so it's not your dick up your ass, it's somebody's dick up your ass?
This is a story. As a joke, can you
Shut
take your
up,
finger
it's a
off
story.
K? Take your finger off K.
about if it's my dick on K?
Alright, fine, whatever, I don't care. He took that as an invitation. Just as I was about to ejaculate in his mouth, my dad slipped his finger into my ass and deep-throated my cock. I sent a spurt after spurt down his throat as I moaned and shouted in ecstasy. Then, as I was coming down from the most wonderful orgasm of my life, my dad's mouth started to withdraw from my cock in a loud slurp. We're not finished. Oh, I got cut off. Then, as I was coming down from the most wonderful orgasm of my life, my dad's mouth started to withdraw from my cock with a loud slurp. We're not finished yet. My dad gave me a mischievous smile. And that's the end.
Wait, his dad didn't fuck him?
Well, he just blew him, and that's all that happened. It says to be continued, but I don't know how old this story is because I'm not really that deep into it, so... It does need a Newbery Children's Award. I'll take Q&A now if you guys have any questions. No, I'm not doing 1 and 7 again. Nope.
I need a link to the website.
Yeah, I can give you a link.
Alright, good. Post that on Skype.
On Skype. Aderm, no. I don't. Well, good for you. Good for you. To answer your question, potato, no. No, potato, no. Potato and nuts don't mix, man. Potato and nuts don't mix. And plus, I want a badass potato. I want a harmful potato. I should read this in a public library. Oh yeah, witty, totally. Witty and nuts mixed.